Hello, we will be talking about Otessa moshfegh. She's my favorite author. Uh, let's start with Eileen. This is an epic book. It's cool to read in the autumn. I mean, it's about a woman who works at a prison who's really bored with her life, and it's mainly just following her in a depressive cycle as she goes about her daily chores and just errands and just trying to find something to do, because she really has no life in the book at all until in the end it had a horrible ending. It just has some sort of criminal twist at the end for some reason. Pretty cool book. You should read it. I mean, I liked it. I related a lot to the main character, and then because I was like, dang, she's just like me for real. And then what ended up happening then was I looked up reviews of it, and everyone's like, the book was really hard to read because of how miserable and annoying the main character was, and just how what was the word? Dislikable. Yeah, that's the word they used. I was like, well, dang. All right. Next, Glue. Yeah, this one's pretty hated. I mean, I really liked it. It's like about gay pirates essentially, because pirate guy, he's accused of killing his best friend guy, and he's really mentally ill and everything, and he's recovering after a drunken stupor within a prison, and it's kind of wandering through his mind as everything's happening. Really cool book. I'd absolutely suggest it. Oh yeah, it does have a bunch of slurs in it though. Anyway, so Homesick for Another World. Yeah, I didn't really like this book too much. Some of the things good in it, some things bad. It's an anthology, so I really liked the first story in it, but then some of it just gave off this. You could tell that she really hates men in a lot of it. Like, a lot of them are just hating on men and trying to be weird and gross throughout a lot of it, which I just didn't really like. A lot of it felt like it had very little point. I mean, a lot of it, though, I did like. I felt like it reflected a lot on the human nature. But I didn't like the one about the next door neighbors. That was just weird. You'll get what I mean whenever you read it. I liked the one about the guy who works for the special ed people and everything. That was pretty cool. And the teacher, the drunk teacher in the Ukrainian Catholic school. All right. Oh yeah, My Year of Rest and Relaxation. This is definitely, she did not write this during quarantine at all, but it's definitely a very good quarantine book. I found her perspective on how things just feel the same no matter what. Like, you can just skip things a year later and everything will just be the exact same of, she sees on the news every single day, someone important died, the world's gonna end, this is gonna happen, everything's gonna change. She just goes to bed for a month and then just sees the same thing over and over again. Well, I should talk about the plot. Essentially, what happened is a woman decides that she wants to sleep for an entire year because she's just tired of life, and she just feels bad about it. I really don't like the main character, but I do really like this story, though. Very good story. I mean, if I read it during quarantine, I probably would have really liked it. It's good, though. Good read. And then this is Death in Her Hands. This is my absolute favorite. Personally, I wouldn't recommend it for most people, though, because I feel like most people I've talked about it with, they all hate it. They say it's extremely boring and kind of just depressing. But I really liked it. I felt like I really related to the main character. She's this old woman living out her last days out in in kind of a rundown town with her dog, and she ends up finding a note in the forest that says, "Magna is dead and I killed her." It says, "I didn't kill her. No one will find her body." And she just analyzes that the whole entire book, and it's revealed. Well, oh wait, no, I can't reveal it. Dang, that'd be bad. But essentially, we don't know what's happening in the note, but it's not a murder mystery at all. It's more about her just finding a completely pointless thing and obsessing over it completely. It's a very, very detailed book. They spend like 5 pages just her analyzing the font of the letter. It's it's interesting. And then the sixth book I don't have because I'm not going to spend $15 on it. But I got it from the library. It's called La Pavana. I read that. It was I'd say it was one of her highest quality books in terms of like grammar wise and formatting and everything. Like, you know when you find something impressive but it just doesn't ring with you? Like, I liked it. I would read, like, if I could go back in time, I still think I'd read it, but honestly, I just found it kind of gross, and some parts just weirded me out, but I did really like the ending. I liked the old lady in it also. I really like the story, and yeah, it's cool. I like it. That's, in summary, this is all our books. I didn't really feel like doing them one by one, because story-wise, they're not really much. They're more of a stories on people. Nothing really happens in the books. A lot of times it's just them going throughout their daily cycles, and you're inside the mind of the characters as they're looking back on their life and talking about how they feel about stuff. And it usually centers a lot around loneliness and the failure to connect with others in past attempts. And a lot of times the characters will just feel completely unable to do anything. And yeah, I mean, I've tried talking with people about these books. I only met one person who ever read them, and she was really obnoxious. So, I mean, well, that's how life is. Anyway, yeah, read her books. I like them. I've been waiting for her to come out with a new one. Hopefully she'll do that soon. Until next time, it's the end.